Good day, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Justin. I'm the Strategic Partnerships Manager here at Subsplash, and grateful that you are carving out part of your day to join us today for this webinar. I would love to know, as we're getting started, we've also got a few questions already coming in, which is great. We want to address those as soon as possible, and we'll do so throughout the course of this presentation. But I'd love to know where all of you are from. So maybe in the chat, as people have already started to ask questions within that chat, feel free to also post where you're tuning in from today. Would love to know that. I'm going to see probably we've got people from all over the United States, and we've done a few webinars over the last few weeks as well, just making sure that people from all over have the opportunity to join, which is great. Thank you so much for, again, carving out part of your day to be here with us today. We recognize that these are unprecedented times for our society at large, and specifically for the church. And so we want to make sure that we're presenting solutions today that will be helpful no matter where you are in your ministry, and no matter where you are in your journey of even figuring out the digital or the technological space. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different options out there. And so, as I mentioned, my name is Justin Tarsick. I'll be your host today for this live webinar. I'm the Strategic Partnerships Manager for Subsplash, which simply means I work with a lot of denominations, districts within denominations, and church networks around the world to help all their churches take the next best step forward. And really grateful to do that. We've had a lot of conversations with denominations, as you can imagine, over the last few weeks, and people figuring out how to help everybody really, again, as I said, take that next best step forward. And we want to do that here for you today. A couple of points for this webinar before we dive into the content. This will be recorded today and shared via email a little bit later today. So if you miss any details or want to share this with a friend, we'll make sure that is available to you. We also have a team who's also from Subsplash as a part of this as well. And as you're asking questions in real time in the chat, they're going to answer those as fast as they can to make sure that we get every question answered. And then, time permitting at the end, we'll try to do some live Q&A as well to make sure that in the span of these 45 minutes that we have everybody covered, and people feel confident with the information that you've walked away with. I'll also say this as we dive in as well, and in addition to being the Strategic Partnerships Manager for Subsplash and serving the current 13,000 plus clients that we do globally, and those who are yet to jump into the family, which we recognize even on this call or this webinar today, that we have both people who are already a part of the Subsplash family. We're so grateful that you've chosen us to be the platform that you use to connect and communicate and engage with your congregation and your community. If you're not yet a part of the Subsplash platform, we recognize that that's part of our audience here today. We'd love to answer those questions and give you an opportunity to join as well, as we've got many, many opportunities and onboarding options and implementation times for many different parts of our platform here today. So ask your questions. Our team is going to answer them to the best of their ability. And one more thing I'll mention is because of the turnaround time that many churches need for many parts of the platform, I'll be focusing specifically on what our platform has to offer, and then how fast we can get things turned around for you so that we can get people up and running and connecting with the communities as soon as possible. So right out of the gate, the first question that I would say is, why does digital matter right now? The answer to that question is, even before COVID-19, digital matters. We've seen really a whole shift in perspective in our society, not just in the United States, but really on a global level, where people are moving towards digital. We see more media consumed through mobile apps and mobile devices than anywhere else, to the tune of hours per day. And this is not just Gen Zers or millennials. I've got a 92-year-old grandfather who plays solitaire on his tablet every day. This is a generational thing that people are engaged in, and we see those statistics bear out across every medium and every sort of platform and device that is out there. And so if that was the case before COVID-19 and many people being isolated or quarantined and dependent on digital forms of communication, even now more so, this is taking a front and center approach, and especially for many churches and organizations who are trying to reach out and bring messages of faith and hope and God's love and safety and provision to people. More than ever, we need a platform out there. I'm grateful to be a part of the Subsplash family. In fact, I've been in ministry for about 20 years personally, have used Subsplash in the multiple environments that I've pastored in across the country over those years, and grateful to be now on the inside of Subsplash, and absolutely delighted by the people I get to work with and the opportunity to serve churches at the scale. Also, my wife and I planted a church here in Seattle about 2 years ago, and so I'm also a practitioner with all of you, and I've been also figuring out ways to continue to pastor and lead our community as well through this crisis. So digital matters, and we want to make sure that you are prepared with what you need. So the first thing I'd love to do is I'm just going to launch a poll here, and I'd love to find out what are some of the ways that you're currently connected with your churches to help them stay connected when you can't meet in person. I mean, this is affecting everybody. We've got lots of different options here. We have live streaming as an option. Maybe you're already engaged in live streaming. We have mobile apps, TV apps. These are ways that something that we definitely provide as a platform that many people are currently using. And if you're not, we'll show you how to get set up for that as well. Digital giving is a big one. We'll talk about some of the roadmaps there and what the need is for digital giving. How about your website and group messaging? How are you staying connected with people in real time throughout the week to make sure that people are able to engage in real conversations? I would love to know what some of the most popular channels are. I'm going to go ahead and let this run for one more second here, and then I'm going to share the results so we can see. Right now what I'm looking at is a tremendous of people are engaged in digital giving, websites, and live streams seem to be some of the biggest things that are that people are engaged in, and then some people are working in group messaging as well. Let me go ahead and end this poll and share it with everybody so you can see as well. These are some of the things that we're seeing across the board, and you know what I would probably say as I'm looking at these results come in, because I work with so many denominations and are having these kinds of conversations really at a large scale, this is obviously right in line with some of the needs that we're seeing for people. And we'll address live streaming here as well today. I know that was a question that came in. And drum roll for you. Live stream just launched on our platform just a few days ago. So you're some of the first people really to hear about it. And we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like in terms of that being a part of the Subsplash platform. But these are really encouraging results to see the ways that people are connecting and that people are connecting. So today we're going to talk through really 4 essential digital tools that our platform provides. And again, recognizing that we do have people who are current clients with Subsplash and those who are not yet clients with Subsplash. I want to do the best I can to do an overview and for some of this will be review. Some of this content might be a bit of a review for those who are with our platform already, but I also want to address some of the things that we have available to you as current clients that you may not know about yet as well, even to take your engagement to the next level. So let's talk a little bit about some of the tools that we have here today. The first one we're going to cover is media and live streaming. Big deal. Actually, we're going to cover digital giving first, but we will get to media and live streaming. We're going to talk about your apps and your website presence, and we're also going to talk about messaging. So these are some of the 4 main pillars that we do really well as a company. We've been doing them for over a decade, and as I mentioned, we have a global client base that has been using our platform to the tune of millions of downloads and streams of gospel-centered content, and we are really, really grateful to be a part of that global movement. Let's talk about digital giving first. And so digital giving is really important. We're going to talk about the donor experience. We're going to talk about the rates and the fact, does your current giving provider, if you're not using Subsplash giving, have hidden fees? Many of them do. We'll talk about that. And then I'll also talk about some of the help we're willing to offer to you from our dedicated experts and client success managers. First of all, let's talk about the donor experience. One of the things that makes digital giving really, really great or not so great is people's experience with the platform and the portal that they're giving through specifically. There's been times over my life, and as both a pastor and just as a Christ follower attending a church, where I've been led by God in a moment to give towards an initiative, or I hear about the need of a ministry and I want to give towards that, and I go onto their website or get into their app platform to give, and there's a 10-minute registration form that I have to fill out to provide all this information to get up and running. And I'll tell you, that really takes the wind out of my sails as I'm trying to give. Now, because I'm following God in obedience, I'm going to go ahead and complete that form and make my way through those 10 minutes. But really, if you want people to give on an ongoing and regular basis, the experience that people have when they first hit that giving page, the easier it is, the better it's going to be, not just for that initial gift, but really the guarantee that they'll come back and give recurring gifts as well. what you can do on our platform is when you set up a new account on our giving platform, which when you switch, all your attendees and your congregation will need to switch over to our platform. It takes about 45 seconds to get a new account set up. And once you're up and running with us, you can give in as little as 6 seconds. It's really fast and very clean. This will be a custom co-branded giving experience, or actually custom your brand giving experience. As you can see a church here on the slide using their logo. And if you want to put in other text, you can as well to make that really clean. So people have confidence that when they give, it's not just a great experience, but they can trust that it's actually coming from your organization, where again, there's a lot of different providers and a sea of options out there for people. You want to eliminate some of the confusion, cut through the clutter, and let people know they're giving directly to you. You can give inside of the app platform. You can also give inside of a website. So if you're starting out with just websites or you need to get started with the giving portal, we'll give you an embed that you can upload that giving portal and make that really clean and simple as people are giving. That's what we're looking to do. Let's talk about rates and fees for a second. So the reality is with giving platforms, there's a lot of things that aren't usually advertised when you're looking into some of the initial costs of the platform. Many providers are charging on a monthly basis just for the right to use the platform. And then once you start assessing your monthly statements after people have been giving, you realize that there are, in many cases, a lot more fees that are built in, like PCI compliance fees and other processing fees that weren't advertised beyond the transaction fee that was initially offered to you. And so one of the things that we do is not only do we just give Subsplash giving away to you as a part of every platform that you choose, whether it's websites or apps or any of the above, we'll also just give you the portal or the embed for the giving platform at no monthly cost at all. Now, there is going to be a transaction fee. We can't really get around that per se because Visa is going to get paid. But what we can do is provide some of the best rates in the industry. And so what that looks like for you is ACH fees that aren't going to break the bank, and neither will your transaction fees as well. And some of our packages, they start at 2.9%. Other of our branded app packages start at 2.3% plus 30 cents per transaction. And we have something called Grow Curve, where as your giving volume goes up, as that increases, your rate goes down. So depending on the package that you start in, that goes as low as 1.9% for all cards. And also, we've just added in donors covered fees as well, which means that your donors can cover the cost of that transaction as well as an additional amount to them that they're giving, so that you as a church receive the entire amount. And that's it. That's the only fee that you're going to see from us. You're not going to see any other fees embedded inside of our platform. We're going to make this really straightforward, so when you look at your statement, you can actually predict what that's going to be as you dive into that, and that's going to be very helpful. Last but not least, maybe one of the most important things about this is we actually want to give you access to a dedicated client success manager. And what this looks like is a team of people that is dedicated to working with you and your church to walk through a couple things: implementation, help and solutions for day-to-day things that you may be experiencing, not necessarily from on the technical side of our platform, because it runs really well. We have virtually 100% uptime with our platform, and which is almost unheard of in this kind of world of online and digital experiences. But we also want to make sure that we are providing strategies for rollout and implementation. We have done this very successfully with many churches of different sizes and expression and ecclesiology. And we have lots of different strategies that you can roll out to make this adoptable by your congregation very quickly and have them up and running. And so you'll actually get to talk with a person. I think that's important. We've been hearing a lot of different reports recently of companies only being able to interact via email or a website chat bot. And we recognize that in these times when platforms need to get up and running really quickly, and we have strategies, because for some of us this is new territory, that we understand that talking with a person is important, not just engaging with a bot. And so we've got a team that is standing by to help everything from implementation, technical questions, and strategy as well to make sure this works. One of the questions that came in is there text to give? Absolutely, we have a text to give option, although we do find that most people prefer to give through a mobile app or even on a website via text to give, but we do have that an option for you as well. Let's talk about custom media experiences. Here's the second thing that I would say. So your custom media experiences are going to be really important. And here's what this looks like on the Subsplash platform. Unlike many providers, we actually built the media player for our platform, both for websites and inside the app. We built that from scratch, and it is native to the platform. And here's what the benefit is for you. You're not going to have to embed other providers like YouTube, Facebook, things like that for your archived video content. Not only did we build the media player, we also host it for you as well and give you up to 5 terabytes of storage on the platform, which is a tremendous amount of storage for you to bring all your content in there. And the benefit to you is, as you can see on the board here, not just one-click publishing to your app and your website, but no ads and no distractions. Can I tell you, unfortunately in these times, Facebook and YouTube are not really friends of the church. When you start talking about licensing issues with music and even just a separation of disparate values between some of the social giants and what the basic bottom line values are the gospel in the content we're producing, we've seen churches have content pulled from some of these social giants pretty quickly. We're not going to do that for you. We're also not going to display ads or suggested video play in between that as well. This is going to be dedicated content for your church, served up to multiple devices through one-click publishing. And we'll even do something even one step further. If you upload video content, we'll automatically take the audio feed from that video, and then you can publish that to your podcasting places as well. So people can have lots and lots of different ways to access video and audio content, all delivered from the Subsplash platform, built natively into it for a seamless experience while people are moving around the app. And I'll give you a demonstration of what that looks like in just a little bit. But our media player is pretty fantastic. Next, as I mentioned, drum roll, Subsplash Live. We are really, really excited to announce Subsplash Live. And let me tell you a little bit about this platform. We've seen some tremendous interest, obviously, as people are looking for new ways to do live stream. And let me say this, though, really quickly before I dive into Subsplash Live and a few more details about that as you're reading this slide. There are a lot of churches, again, maybe current clients or prospects that are jumping into some of these spaces for the first time and looking to do them well. Some of the advice that I've given as questions are coming in from our denominations and local churches is if live streaming seems too overwhelming for you where you are now, one of the simple solutions you can do is just record a message, record your gathering online on a Thursday or Friday night, and just upload it to your website through our Subsplash platform or to your app on Sunday morning during your regular Sunday gathering times. And that's a really nice way to get media delivered from you to your church congregation and your community, even if it's not live. But for those of you who are diving into live or are looking to dabble in it, or you've already been working on it, let me tell you, this is a pretty really neat offering that we've rolled out here, which really makes this a complete solution, all running out of one dashboard. One of the cool things that you can do is you can create a live stream and schedule it almost like you would do with a push notification from our dashboard for a live stream. You schedule it, you hit broadcast, that thing goes live. You can download software encoders, which means you can even run live streams from your smartphone. You can also connect this into hardware encoders, and our ministry consultants will walk through what some of those options look like for you as well. But the reality is having something that is all really feeding in through one dashboard isn't just going to save you money in consolidating a lot of your platforms. It's really going to save your administrators and your communications team a lot of heartache when you can just say to your church congregations and to your communities, listen, either download our app or go to our website, and everything that you need to do will be found there. Right now, and honestly, in many of the environments that I have pastored in the past and churches I've been in part of, we had about 9 different systems like duct taped together to try to create one seamless front-end experience. And that can get really confusing, not just for people when you're sending them to like 5 or 6 different platforms to try to, to engage with you, but also for your administrators who have to log into 5 or 6 different platforms and try to, again, duct tape or Frankenstein all these things together to make it really seamless. Instead, you can run this all out of one dashboard. One really, really cool thing that you see there, the last bullet point, we will automatically convert your live stream to on-demand content, meaning that as soon as you end your broadcast, our platform is designed to archive that video and automatically publish it as an on-demand content to your app and to your website, so you don't have to do a thing. All you had to do was schedule it and then end the recording, and that is going to be up and running inside of your platform, your ecosystem. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, there are some other options out there, YouTube, Facebook, and you may ask, well, what's the difference? Why are you mentioning them on there? One of the things that I mentioned right out of the gate is we have seen YouTube and Facebook, actually their platform, have outages and shortages with the amount of people trying to use that for their live broadcast, not just churches, but many organizations. And again, you're going to have to fight through a lot of communication clutter, sponsored ads, other videos that people are looking at on Facebook. You've got other ads that people are, and content people are trying to sift through. And so if you can get a dedicated ad-free platform that isn't going to be overwhelmed on a global level by the demand of people, this is going to ensure a great experience with uptime for people who are counting on you to deliver a message of hope. And so what we want to do is make sure that your system doesn't go down. It's one thing to use technology and to have something available. It's another thing to use something that works really well. And our platform is designed to do that, again, with virtually 100% uptime, to make sure that somebody is always connected to what you guys are doing as a church community. We also broadcast to YouTube and Facebook as well. So you can do one publish from our platform. It will go to all the streaming giants as well, but it will just, the difference is it will stream or it'll archive to our platform, and then people can view that on-demand content there. So we do make it available because we do understand that exposure is important. And while YouTube and Facebook are great for exposure, from an ongoing experience perspective, they're not so great. So exposure, awesome. Use YouTube, Facebook. You can funnel that all through one source in Subsplash Live, and we're connected to some of those giants. But when it comes to people's experience on a day-to-day basis, archive and embed that stuff inside the Subsplash platform, and you have a branded, personalized ecosystem for people to stay engaged just with the content that you want to. And by the way, we can get this up and running for you in one business day. Also, we can do that with the giving as well, less than 24 hours. So we're trying to help churches in real time make this happen. All right, let's talk a little bit about custom apps and websites. One of the things that I would say right out of the gate is make sure that as people are logging into your websites, and I mentioned we have websites as well. If you're new to the Subsplash platform and you're looking for websites, that is a part of our platform. It's integrated into our singular dashboard, again, where you can do one-click publishing for a lot of dynamic content that you're doing. So if you're doing events and media, blog posts, things that are changing on a day-to-day basis, one-click publishing makes it really, really simple to update multiple spaces at once. And so make sure that if you're using our website or your own website is fine, or our app platform, make sure that you are directing people when they first hit those digital spaces to know where to go in light of COVID-19. So that can be a banner, that can be a carousel, a banner or a single hero image that people can click on. Something though where people know what to do and what steps to take to engage with your community. It could direct people to live stream. Make sure though right out of the gate that it's really easy for people to give, not just again the giving experience, but that they can find that giving landing page really, really simply. Another thing that I would recommend that you do, and I've seen a lot of pastors do this, and friends of mine across the country who are finding ways to pastor people on a daily basis beyond Sundays through this crisis, is to provide resources for growth and discipleship. Maybe that looks like a daily video that you're recording on your smartphone. Again, this doesn't have to be studio level quality. People actually connect more sometimes to a grassroots feel. So pastors, pick up your smartphones and record 60 seconds of encouragement. And through push notifications, you can deliver this right through apps and people can engage with you. You can lead people to Bible reading, custom Bible reading plans in our app platform as well, as well as other on-demand content, blogs, and things like that that we're doing on a regular basis to help people connect into their faith and their family of faith beyond Sundays. You know, church from home is the new normal. That's just the reality. At least it will be for the next 4 months if many of us have heard the federal mandate and suggestions that have come down even as early as this last Sunday. This is not going to go away at least through the end of April, and there's a chance it could be extended. And even after this lifts and some of these gathering bans lift, people are going to be accustomed in some cases to connecting digitally. And so these strategies that you put in place really should go beyond the next 4 weeks. How are we connecting with people on an ongoing basis and beyond Sundays? If people are traveling and going on vacation, as they may in summertime, all the way to when school comes back in sessions and people may feel overwhelmed and just want to tune into a live broadcast of your gathering, these ways of digitally connecting are going to extend beyond COVID-19. We want to make sure that you're prepared with a platform that will deliver on every single front, and we can do that for you. This is all custom branded content that is branded to your church. Again, so it's going to eliminate the clutter and confusion of having to use multiple platforms. And then again, live streaming without ads. Really, really powerful. We want people to hear the gospel and not hear about anything else. Maximize your apps and your website. Push notifications are probably the best way to deliver content. One of the things that you can do is get an app up and running in our container app or the Subsplash Church app in under 7 days. And so we'll walk you through the process of what it's like to have your own branded app in the App Store when you call our ministry expert or our ministry consultant team. They'll walk you through those processes. But the reality is we can get a lot of this stuff up to you, up for you in less than 24 hours, and a branded app for yourself, or your own branded app up running in a matter of weeks, or inside of our container app, we can get that up and running within 7 days. So you can utilize things like push notifications. You say, well, what about an email strategy? I can tell you that while email traditionally is decent, we're seeing about a 50% rate of engagement and opens on push notifications than we are over traditional email campaigns. And in moments like this, where every single company in the world and organization in the world is sending a tremendous amount of emails, I can tell you, even as just a regular personal consumer of anything, I haven't looked at one of my email boxes for over a month because it's just been overwhelming. So if you're relying on simply an email strategy to communicate, the chances you're probably not reaching everybody. Push notifications allow you to cut through the clutter of other platforms and other streams of communication and get your message directly to the hands of your people. I'd put your media and live and on-demand content front and center so people, again, can engage in video content in a seamless way. And again, you'll see this stressed multiple times throughout this presentation. Make sure it's easy for people to give digitally and continue worshiping God with their tithes and offerings, even though they are not in person there in your Sunday gatherings. Let me talk a little bit about group messaging as well. This is something that Subsplash actually just rolled out about a few months ago, long before COVID-19 was a thing. We rolled this out, and I'm grateful again for our leadership leaning into the Holy Spirit and seeing people, seeing parts of our platform come to life before it's critical. We launched in-app messaging as well. So if you've got an app with us, you can have in-app messaging, and this is group messaging that is incredibly simple for administrators to invite people in to secure and hidden chat groups. And so when I say hidden chat groups, what I mean is if somebody's not invited and they go inside the app, they won't see other chat streams that are available inside of that. It's only available to those who've been invited to that chat group. And that allows people to connect in with their community groups throughout the week and have one central place to do communication. So you don't have to download Facebook Messenger or communicate that way. You don't have to set up all these additional pages or groups and other things like that. You can just, or GroupMe or whatever you're using, you can just funnel that all through this app platform as well. And again, all your communication needs to be is download our app, and everything you need to do as a church is inside that app. That is such an easy way to communicate, and it's a really effective way to do that. You don't have to download anything else. As soon as you activate it, it'll just automatically be present inside of your app, and people can start connecting in immediately. And this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for people to step in and give and be a part of their worship experience through giving. And you can do that through our platform. Again, we make that easy. And as I mentioned earlier, because it bears repeating, we will get you active on our giving platform in 24 hours. So if you're wondering, oh man, can I get this up and running for the weekend? The answer is yes. Reach out to one of our ministry consultants. I'll tell you the best way to do this here in just a moment. And you can log in and we'll get you up and running here on our digital giving platform in less than 24 hours. We've been doing it nonstop here for the last couple of weeks, as you can imagine. But that's the first one. Digital giving platform has to be rock solid. The experience should be great. It should be easy for people to find in your digital spaces. And it will be an absolute delight to your congregation and to your church. All right, the next thing that we've got here is your media and your content. Do you have a really great way to share your media and content? Again, content is king, and people need to be able to find your archived content easily. Again, I would say that for exposure, some of the big platforms that people are using are great. YouTube, that's fine if you want people to find exposure, but I wouldn't allow that or rely on that to be the only place that people find you, especially in the branded ecosystem that you're creating inside your church. So if somebody is coming into your website and they're looking for archived video, the last thing you want is embedded or archived YouTube videos that are, again, pushing through all sorts of advertisements and suggested video play, or YouTube pulling your content because of licensing or a misalignment of their version of values versus the church's version of values, simply because you had another outside source being pumped into your branded ecosystem or your dedicated content stream. So if you want to use those platforms for exposure, that's great. Our platform, you can send some of that stuff out there, but for the main on-demand and the push of your communication for your church community, have something that is archived and easy to find, that's all hosted from one source. Your administrators behind the scenes will thank you for that one-click publishing and easy upload, and your church congregation will thank you for making it so simple to find the messages that they need during this time by simply going to your website or going to your app. This content is more than just videos. By the way, we talked about blog posts. We talked about Bible reading plans. We talked about fill-in notes that you can do on our platform, push notifications. All this stuff is available through our platform. We want to make sure that you're taken care of and that you're reaching your churches and your communities effectively. And then number 3, you want to optimize your website. I would ask this simple question: when is the last time that you did a Google search on your website? And just Googled your church and what comes up in that? And then click on that link to your website. What does that website look like? I can guarantee that the majority of people that are looking for a church to attend or looking for some kind of online experience that has to do with faith right now, they're doing it on their mobile phone from a mobile browser, and they're doing Google searches. And when they're clicking on websites through mobile Google searches, they're going to find your website, hopefully. And what does that experience look like when they log in? Is it responsive to mobile? Are the graphics and the imagery, are they formatting correctly? Is it easy to find the things that people are looking for right away? Because if it's not, you're going to want to reassemble that content. But take a look and just go through the eyes of somebody who is experiencing your digital presence for the first time. Is that an experience that is going to be welcoming and easy for people to plug into your community? If not, then let me encourage you, the Subsplash platform will fit your needs really well. We've got 6 pre-built websites out of the gate where this becomes an exercise of drag and drop and copy and paste to bring into our web platform and get you up and running. Again, this platform is fully integrated in with the app as well. So as you're updating things inside the app, especially the dynamic content, those things through one-click publishing are going to also reflect on your website as well. So you only have to go through one spot, and that is incredible. The other thing about our web platform that is great is it's built for mobile first. And so it looks great on desktop, looks great on tablets, but it really is designed for that mobile experience so that people are doing Google searches, they hit your website, and they're getting a really great experience that looks well, the information is organized really easily, and they're getting to what they need right away. So you want to take a look at your website and make that well. But that's the 3-pronged strategy that I would recommend. Get your giving online and get that up to date with a great experience. Make sure that people have a way to archive, check out on-demand content, or engage in live streaming and other content and media that you're putting out there. Make sure that's easy for people to find for daily resources of pastoring and encouragement. And then number 3, make sure your website is optimized and ready to go. All of that, again, is available through the Subsplash platform, which makes our platform very unique to have every single part of the digital experience encapsulated under one roof. It's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save you a lot of money as well as you bring those together. Here's a couple next steps for our Subsplash clients. For those who are part of the Subsplash family, again, thank you so much for trusting us with your congregation and with your communication throughout these times, and even before these times. We're grateful for you. If you want to sign up for giving, if you're not using our giving platform yet, again, this is all integrated inside of our platform. The experience is seamless, it's easy to use, and we see a huge amount of people increase their digital giving simply because it's all connected under one source. But you can just go to your dashboard and click on the giving tab on the vertical column on the left-hand side, and you can sign up for giving right inside the dashboard. Again, we'll get that live in 24 hours. If you want to sign up for Subsplash Live, click on the media section under the library items on that same vertical menu on the left side of the dashboard, and then just click on the live option, and you can sign up for Subsplash Live, and we'll get you up and running in just a matter of time. In terms of implementation of our platform, again, I'll say it one more time just so everybody's clear. Giving, less than 24 hours will get you up and running. Subsplash Live will do it less in 24 hours for you as well. With websites, that website will go up as fast as you can get your content in. So again, because this is an exercise of drag and drop and copy and paste inside of templates that are already built out for you to activate. I've seen many churches go up in 6 or 7 hours, really, having a beautiful mobile responsive website ready to go in a relatively short amount of time. That's turnkey as well. Media embeds, maybe you've got a current website and you just need to get our media embeds in there. You can get those up in a matter of just moments as well. And then if you want to get a presence inside, some kind of app presence, we'll get that up and running for you in under 7 days. So this platform is incredibly turnkey. We stand ready to help, and we'll make that a blessing to you and not a barrier. Subsplash clients also, if you've got questions that you need clarification on from this webinar or other things that you'd like to see or strategies on how to roll this out well, reach out to your dedicated client success manager. You can follow the link that we're going to email to you to schedule a call, and you'll get somebody live. You're dedicated success manager. Maybe you haven't talked to them yet. This would be a good idea, a good time, and a good idea to say hello and to introduce yourself and then find out how we can serve you, not just on the technical aspect, the onboarding side, but really strategies on a day-to-day basis to make this tool effective. We want to see you succeed and thrive during these times. Your people are depending on it. If you're new to the Subsplash platform, well, we'd love to welcome you, maybe unofficially, as you're looking to take a step forward in your digital experience and offering. We'd love for you to reach out to one of our ministry consultants. These are world-class people, our entire team, really best in the industry, ready to stand by, and we specialize in the church. Many of our ministry consultants are attending and serving in their local churches, and we have pastors, as I mentioned, like myself, that work for Subsplash as well, because we care about the gospel. And so we want to talk with you, understand what your needs are. We'll pray with you, whatever's needed in this time to really help you take that next best step forward. You can simply visit www.subsplash.com/COVID, and you can enter that link in there as well, and that'll take you to a contact page that if you fill out, you'll hear from somebody today on our team, and we'll begin those conversations to get you up and running. One of the things that I wanted to say as well before I jump into some of the questions here, and I know that our team has been working on this, working on answering questions in real time. If you've got a few more that I can answer, as we've got just a few more minutes as a part of this allotted time for the webinar, I'd love to try to answer a couple of these in person. But we will be sending this out, as I mentioned at the very beginning. We'll send this out to everybody here in just a couple of hours so that you can review this webinar if this is going to be helpful, or share it with a friend. But one of the things that I wanted to say as well is I would like to actually give my email address, and this would not be for general contact necessarily, because if you do want to reach out to me directly, you can. I'm just going to refer you back to www.subsplash.com/COVID to fill out that form, because we really want to make sure that we are able to process your needs and get you onboarded as quickly as possible. Or if you're a client success manager, they'll do that as well. But one of the things that I'd like to offer is my email address. For those of you who are connected to denominations, which many churches are connected, but if you're working in denominational headquarters or having conversations with your denominations or districts, again, as we're looking to help every church take the next best step forward, have them reach out to me, or you can reach out to me directly as well. I'm just going to put my email address in the general chat here. Justin, my name is Justin, but jtarsic@subsplash.com is my email, and you can feel free to send this as well. Let me go ahead and send this to all panelists, and we will make this available for you. And while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and check. Well, no, yeah, my email, by the way, that was a personal email, not my work email. I'm checking that one every single day. That's a good clarification, though. I saw one of the questions: how do you bring video into the Subsplash platform? So out of our one singular dashboard, what you're able to do, which is really, really helpful, is upload your video. You're able to upload your video, and then what we do is when that video file is uploaded, you can schedule it, and it will automatically, and then when you click publish, it'll either publish during the time that you schedule it, as it will with live stream if you have that option, or it will publish immediately. And as soon as you publish the video that you upload into our platform, we automatically push that to the app and to the website with one click. That's already done for you. So that's a really seamless process. That's the same with our event calendar. You can schedule, again, your Bible reading plan so that the whole church is following along with one specific plan. You can do that as well. And that's a really easy way to make that happen. The network we use, one question is, the network we use has not been able to provide a steady flow of connectivity during our live stream. So one of the things that we do with Subsplash, that's a great question, because A lot of things that come in to some degree will be determined by the pipeline of your network pipeline that you have now. But one of the things that we do on the app platform that makes this a really big benefit is we, because a lot of what we've built in our platform is native, meaning we built it from the ground up. We cache everything in a really unique way, and we bring in, we do some really nice things with the video from a compression mode that make it a little bit easier once it's live in our platform to really not take as much room of bandwidth room as people are logging in. But because so much of our stuff is compressed or is cached inside of our app platform, that a lot of it is going to be operational, whether or not the person has got a strong network signal on their end, and so that makes it really easy once things are up. For live stream, it would be good to check in with your provider, but again, we compress at rates to try to help mitigate some of those problems. But again, your network is obviously going to be important as you're stepping through, but those are some of the things that we've tried to do to make that a little bit easier. We have other questions that are coming in as well. Our team will try to get to you. And by the way, with our live stream, this is just version 1.0. We honestly, I'm just being candid, we didn't plan to have this up initially. We started investing into live stream and getting this up and running months and months ago, long before COVID-19. And we initially were planning on launching it in early May, but because this all came down the pipe and it was really unexpected to everybody, we really moved really fast, and we moved really aggressively to get this up and running just so churches could have a solution. We're going to continue to innovate on the live stream portion that we offer now to make sure that we can do a lot of different things from a functionality standpoint on it, and we understand. My personal email here, I'm going to put it in here one more time to everybody. And again, when I say personal, this is my work email. To somebody else's point, I don't think I've looked at my personal email in over 4 to 6 weeks because of the amount of things that are in there. But it's just jtarsic@subsplash.com. If you're working with denominations, you've got connections in with districts, and I know that many districts are looking for ways to engage at large levels. Many churches that are trying to find the best next step forward and feel overwhelmed by the digital space. Have those leaders please reach out to me. I'm having many of these conversations, and we're going to make this really easy for people to be able to onboard quickly and get up and running on the things that they need to without being fully overwhelmed. So again, we're grateful for you joining us here today. We'll send out this broadcast and this recording a little bit later. But if you are part of the Subsplash family, thank you. We want to continue serving you and continue having you take steps forward in our platform for maximum engagement. If you're new to the Subsplash platform, well then I'd like to say welcome again. Preemptively, and we hope that you'll be a part as well as we continue to serve you, serve our communities with the gospel that's needed in this time. It's an honor to partner with you in this way, and we hope that you have a good rest of your day. Thank you, everybody.